Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isubk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're...
Hand me that pencil right there. Hand me that pencil on the front of it.
Hey, Shalom. It's the IGPK star of 1 West 125th Street under Commander General Yohana. You are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We stand alone in this truth. Today is the Sabbath Service for Baltimore. We'll rock it out.
So we Exodus 10, verse 28 through 29. Exodus 11, 1 through 5. So you're looking at those.
Right. Exodus 10.
28, 29.
We're going to start with we're going to start with Exodus chapter 10, verse 25.
20, no. Exodus 10, verse 28 through 29.
Slide. Verses 28 through
29.
Through 29. Slide.
Exodus 11, 1 through 5.
You start with the English.
So I'm going to do the Hebrew. You're going to do the English.
The Hebrew is first.
Yeah, copy. All right, so we're in the book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 28 through 29. We're going to do the Hebrew first, then we're going to do the English. Exodus 10, verse 28. Vayamar lawa para'ai laka ma'alya hashamar laka al the sak ra'awat punya kaya vayawam ra'athka punya the mawa, verse 29. Vayamar shah kan the baraf la'a sak Aywad, Ra'awad, Panyaka. Exodus chapter 11, verse 1. Wayamar, Yahweh, Al Mashah, Aywad, Nagai, Akkad, Abiyah, Al, Para'ai, Wa'al, Batazarayim, Akaria, Khan, Yeshalak, Athkum, Mazah, Kashalakwa, Kala, Garash, Yagarash, Athkam, Mazah, Mazaha, verse 2. Debar, Na'ah, Ba'azanya, Ha'ain, Wayasha'alwa, Ayash, Ma'ath, Ra'ahawa, Wa'ashah, Ma'ath, Ra'aywatha, Kalya, Kasat, Wakalya, Zahab, verse 3. Wayathan, Yahweh, Kan, Ha'ain, Ba'ayanya, Batazarayim, Gum, Ha'ayash, Mashah, Gadawal, Ma'ad, Ba'aratazah, Batazarayim, Ba'ayanya, Aibadya, Para'ai, Waba'ayanya, Ha'ain, verse 4. Wayamar, Mashah, Kaha, Amar, Yahweh, Kakata, Kakataza, Halayala, Anya, Yawataza but the Wak, Matazarayim, verse 5. Wamath, Kal, Bakawar, Ba'arataza, Matazarayim, Mabakawar, Para'ai, Hayashab, Al, Kasa'awa, Ai, Bakawar, Hashabaka, Ashar, Akar, Harakayum, Wakal, Bakawar, Bahama, and that's it.
And in the English,
Where you at, though?
we're gonna start in Exodus chapter 10, verse 28. We're going to Exodus chapter 11. Stop there.
Exodus chapter 5.
5. To Exodus chapter 11, verse 5. And Pharaoh said unto him, Get thee from me. Take heed to thyself. See my face no more, for in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die. Verse 29. And Moses said, Thou hast spoken well. I will see thy face again no more. Exodus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more than Pharaoh, and upon Egypt afterwards. He will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Verse 2. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold. Verse 3. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. Verse 4. And Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, again midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt.
That was 5.
Verse 5. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. That's it.
Just to catch everybody up where we at. So we in Exodus. We in a story where, you know, the Most High, he sent Moses into Egypt. You know, and as you read, you'll realize that Egypt, when we say, is Matazarium. So when we say Matazarium in Hebrew, that's the same. That's saying Egypt. So pretty much right now, this is where the Lord sent the plagues throughout Egypt, and now he's saying he's pretty much giving instructions. You know, what the Israelites should be doing. That way, when they send the plagues, they don't get affected by it.
So basically, that's how
so that's what we're leading to. You see what I'm saying? So like, this is like, if you look at our high holy days, we're gonna get into it where as though Passover is a remembrance, it's a celebration of how the Lord brought us out of captivity from the land of Egypt, right? Meaning he killed the firstborn male of not only every man, but every animal. You see what I'm saying? So you know how the world teacher, we all should be one and all this kind of stuff. How can you celebrate Passover if it commemorates the Most High killing your people? Right. You see what I'm saying? This is how you know this is not for everybody. This is only for particular people. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, this is what we're getting into right now. So the Lord is giving instructions on, what we should be doing and stuff like that as he prepared to send this plague throughout Egypt. And like I said, when we talk about Egypt, these stories is, though we reading about the history of it, look at what Egypt is America. The same superpower America is now is the same superpower Egypt was back then.
Right.
So when we reading about Egypt, just know that this can and will happen here in this land. You see what I'm saying?
I could. So.
Go ahead.
And just to add on to that, the video been going around with the brother, unalive the brother in the at the high school. Everybody seen that? Man, this is where was that at? Lansdowne. Thank you. Yeah, Lansdowne. The video was horrific. For anybody ever see it, man, like he ran down on his brother, and it ain't no way for him to even act like, all right, he did. Like, nah, he ran down on. He made sure he was done. And the crazy thing is, like, this Bible, the Bible is the cure for all that.
Right.
Like the ISUPK been had the cure since '69 on how to stop, you know what I mean, black on black violence. Like, you know what I mean, the Most High will definitely like get us out of this hell. But all we gotta do, like, we just been doing it all wrong. We've been going to church. That's the problem. We've been doing it wrong when we supposed to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. We supposed to treat each other, you know what I mean, like family. Like we all family out here. You know what I mean? We let our oppressor pin us against, you know what I mean, our brothers and sisters, the Mexicans, and have it feel like, yo, they doing us wrong. But the whole time, like, it's propaganda, and it's just, you know what I mean, what's that saying? The bigger the sin, the bigger the bigger it's gonna be blinders on you. It's gonna look more beautiful for the bigger the sin. So it's gonna look like, yeah, we supposed to, like Christmas. Think about Christmas. It looks so beautiful and nice outside, and all the lights and all that, and people all singing together and all that. When it's a big sin against the Most High, and that's why we keep being in this hell. When the Most High then showed us plenty of time these records that He'll get us out of the hell that we in. Like you said, Egypt is spiritually America. You know what I mean? Like they hand in hand. The same hell that we went through in Egypt, we're going through right now in America. And all we gotta do is come back to the law, statutes, and commandments and do right by the Most High, and we can get out of this. You know what I'm saying? Say it again. And that's a heavy point, and we still in slavery because we think that slavery's been abolished, but you look at Amendment 14. Was that 14 or 13? 13. You know what I mean? Like slavery was never abolished. All they did was they put it in the amendment that, you know what I mean, things that being black, you could be locked up for doing things that's black, like hanging on the corner, or just, you know what I mean, jaywalking, or any type of crazy law. They'll put on us and lock us up. So then there you go. You're slavery. You're back in slavery. Yeah. It's so easy to get back into it. It's not abolished. It's just been masked. You know what I'm saying? So slide that. Slide that. All right. So we in Exodus chapter 11. We starting at verse 5. Slide. Verse 6. Slide. We starting at verse 6 through 10. We're going in Hebrew.
Exodus chapter 11, verse 6. Wahayata Taza Aikwa Gadala Bakal Arataza Matazarayim Ashar Kama Hawa La'a Nahayata Wakama Hawa La'a the Sat, verse 7. Walakal Bunya Yasha'ala La'a Yakarataza Kalab Yashanwa Lama Ayash Wa'ai Bahama Lama Ain Tada Aiwan Ashar Yapala Yahawa Bayan Matazarayim Wabayan Yasha'ala, verse 8. Wayaradwa Kal Ibadyaka Allah Alia Wahatha Thak Wawa Laya La Amar Taza'a Nada Wakal Ha'ain Ashar Baragolyaka Wayakaria Kan Ataza'a Wayataza. It's like Wayataza Ma'ain Para'ai Bakaria Ak, verse 9. Wayamar Yahawa Al Masha La'a Yashamai Ayakam Para'ai Lama'ain Rabawa Mamapatya But Aratazah Matazarayim, verse 10. Wamasha, wa Aharon, Aishawa, Kal, Hamapathium, Ha'ala, Lapanya, Para'ai, wa Yakazak, Yahaut, Yahawah, Lab, Para'ai, Wala'a, Shalak, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Ma'aratazawa. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. Let's stop verse 2, right? Wa Yamar, Yahawah, Mashah, wa Aharon, Ba'aratazah, Matazarayim, La'amar, verse 2. Ha'adash, Hakadash, Hazar, Lakam, Ra'ash, Kadashim, Ra'ashawan, Hawa'a, Lakam, Yakadashya, Hashanah. That's it.
Exodus chapter 11, verse 6 in the English. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So like, and the Lord is saying, listen, I'm going to see when I send this plague through, you're going to hear a lot of crying. You're going to hear a lot of yelling, a lot of hollering, because I'm going to unalive the firstborn son of every household of every Egyptian, of all the cattle. This is what you're going to hear when I do it. You see what I'm saying? And just think, these same things can happen here in America, the same way. You see what I'm saying? You see how people get when we have, I don't know if y'all remember the gas shortage just a couple years ago, and how people acted when they couldn't get gas. You see what I'm saying? Like, if that's gas, imagine what happens when the Lord start moving on, when the Lord start visiting, and the Lord start taking away necessities. You know, he already sent the plague where he turned all the water into blood. So you getting all these plagues where, you know, businesses are dropping, businesses are failing. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the firstborn son of our enemies, they begin to die. You see what I'm saying? That's where we're at right here in the story. You keep going. Good.
And it just just think about, like, I know, like, black people, we know this sound too often. Like, you ever heard a mother cry after her child been unalive on the streets?
Yeah.
Like, man, think about that. Like, that's what they hearing throughout Egypt. You know what I mean? And we safe. Imagine that's happening to our enemies. That same cry and pain that we go through. We listed that we've been put through. You know what I mean? Our enemies, they gonna feel it.
Yeah.
They feel like, man, that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's justice. That's why the Most High said, I mean, revenge. He gonna get revenge, not you. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to give justice for a whole nation of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take out one or two people, whatever. Yeah. I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to make them suffer, man, and make them remember. I'm not touching none of them Israelites, man. I'm not touching them. Because, yeah, man, they power is going to destroy you. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing, man. Salak said. Verse 7, Salak. Yeah, verse 8, Salak. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. And after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hearkened Pharaoh's heart. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land. Verse 12. Chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Tell me where we at.
Slot. All right, we in Exodus chapter 12, starting at verse 3. Slot. I'm sorry. Verse 3 to 9 in the Hebrew.
Exodus chapter 3. Exodus chapter 12, verse 3 in the Hebrew. The Barwa, Al, Kal, Aidath, Yasha'ala, La'amar, Ba'aishar, Bakadash, Hazar, Wayakwakwa, Baham, Ayash, Shahar, Labayah, Abath, Shum, Shahar, Labayah. Verse 4. Wa'am, Nama'ait, Habayah, Mahayat, Mashah, Walakwak, Hawa'ah, Washakanwa, Hakarab, Al, Bayathwa, Bumakasah, Napashah, Ayash, Lapunya, Akolwa, Dakasawa, Al, Hashah, verse 5, Shahar, Lamayam, Zakar, Bun, Shana, Yahaya, Lakam, Mun, Hakabashium, Wamun, Ha'azayam, the Kwakwa, verse 6. Wahaya, Lakam, Lamashamara, Lamashamara, I, Arabai, Aishar, Yawum, Lakadash, Hazah, Yashakatwa, Athwa, Kal, Wahol, Aidath, Yasha'ala, Bayan, Ha'irabium, verse 7. Lakwakwa, Mun, Adam, Wanathanwa, Al, Shathya, Hamazawaz, Hamazawazath, Wa'al, Hamashkwan, Al, Habathium, Ashar, Ya'akalwa, Athwa, Baham, verse 8. Wa'akalwa, Habashar, Baliyallah, Hazah, Tazalia, Ash, Umatazawa, Al, Mararium, Wa'akal Hawa, Wa'akal Hawa, verse 9. Al, the Akalwa, Mamanwa, Na'a, Babashal, Bamayam, Kaya, Tazalia, Ash, Ra'ashwa, Al, Kara'ayan, Kara'ayawa, Wa'al, Karabwa. And that's it.
We're going to read Exodus chapter 12. We're going to read in the English, starting from verse 3 to 9. Slack, if I could, 1 second.
Go ahead.
All right, just to go back to the verse 2. If I'm not sure if everybody noticed, but how the Most High just let us know when the new year actually is. It said, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you." So just to let you know, I know like the Passover was always in April. So whenever, like, of course, which makes more sense when the earth is brand new, when it's starting new, that's when the new year is. So just, in case anybody I'm pretty sure everybody might already know, but in case anybody did, what I'm saying? I just didn't want to go past it. But verse 3. "Speak unto ye all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to thee every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house." Verse 4. "And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls, every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Verse 6. And ye shall keep it unto the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Verse 7.
It's like, if I could too. So now you start getting into the directions of what the Lord requires of Israel for Passover. So now we starting to get into the details of it. This is why, like, even still to this day, like, we have our lamb slaughter and stuff like that with Passover. It's the same thing. We're commemorating what happened back then. People.
Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head and with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. That's it. All right, we are in Exodus chapter 12. We're going to start from verse 10, continues verse 10 to verse 16.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 10. The Rath Yarawa, Mamanwa, Bakar, Wahanathar, Mamanwa, Bakar, Ba'ash, the Sharapwa, verse 11. Wakaka, the Akalwa, Athwa, Mathanyakam, Kagarium, Na'alyakum, Baragolyakum, Wamakwalkum, Buyadakam, Wa'akalthum, Athwa, with the path Zawan, Pesak, Hawa, La Yahweh, verse 12. Wa'ibarath, Wa'barathya, Wa'aratazah, Matazarayim, Wa'liyallah, Hazah, Wa'hakayathya, Kal, Bakawar, Wa'aratazah, Matazarayim, Ma'adam, Wa'ai, Bahama, Wa'bakal, Alahaya, Matazarayim, Aisha, Shapatyam, Anya, Yahweh, verse 13. Wahaya, Hadam, Lakam, La'ah, Al, Abathyam, Ashar, Atham, Shum, Wara'ayathya, Hadam, Pasakathya, Ilakam, Wala'ah, Yahaya, Bakam, Nagat, Namashakya, Bahakathya, Ba'aratazah, Matazarayim, verse 14. Wahaya, Hayawam, Hazah, Lakam, Lazakarwan, Wakagatham, Athwa, Kag, La Yahweh, La Darathyakam, Kakwath, Iwalam, the Kaghawa, verse 15. Shaba'ith, Yum, Matazawa, Ha'akalwa, Aka, Bayawam, Hara'ashwan, the Shabayathwa, Sha'ar, Mabathyakam, Kaya, Akal, Kamatazah, Wanakartha, Hanapash, Hahawa, Mayasha'ala, Mayawam, Hara'ashwan, Yawam, Hashabaya, verse 16. will be a wum, Hara Ashwan, Makura Wadash, will be a wum, Hashabayaya, Makura Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Kal, Malaka, La'a, Ya Aisha, Baham, Aka, Ashar, Ayakal, Lakal, Napash, Hawa'a, Labadwa, Ya Aisha, Lakam, and that's it.
In the English, Exodus chapter 12, verse 10 through 16. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus, verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
See, it's like if I could too, and this is the importance of being obedient. You see what I'm saying? Like, when the Lord gives you an order, you have to do it the way the Lord tell you to do it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You can't do it the way you think it should be done. You got to do it the way the Lord says it to be done, because He just gave specific instructions on how we should do. How should we put that the blood of that lamb over the top and over the sides? Say you didn't do that. Say you didn't feel like it. You wasn't, man, I ain't got to really do all that. You feel me? I got the lamb. I'm going to make my lamb. So you lost your firstborn son that night. You see what I'm saying? So like, this is outside of the story. Look at the lessons being taught right here. Because here's the thing, Israel, we just seen with the power of the Lord. He just sent, he gave directions. We just seen these plagues. You gotta remember the mindset that they was in. We just seen them plagues. We done seen all the water turn into blood. We done seen the frogs, the flies. We done seen all this stuff already. So now we know that the Lord is with us. You see what I'm saying? We have to know that to this day. Like right now, we have to know that. And we got to be obedient. That's why it's so important to keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and be obedient. If you don't understand, despite the fact that you don't understand, still be obedient to the word of the Lord. You feel me? Because it could cost you your life if you don't. And that's the important part that you got to remember. Not being obedient, not listening, doing things your way could cost you your life, and it for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Just be obedient, do what the Lord say. You'll get to understand why you should be doing certain things and why it should be done a certain way. But the most important part, be obedient because the Lord said so. Go, you can keep going.
Man, it's heavy, man. And it's so heavy because not even will you putting your life in danger. You putting the nation's life in danger. You decided not to. Like we done lost wars, because of one man, deciding to do what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like it always comes down to like getting that selfish spirit out of you and just like you said, just do what the hell he say. Like he said, do it like this, just do it like that. You know what I mean? We don't know how to live. You know what I mean? Like we know how it looks when we do it outside of the scriptures. Our streets look like how they look. We got young men getting unalived and in high school and being caught on tape and everybody getting to see it. You know what I mean? We see our enemies' foots on our own brothers' necks, you know what I mean? And just we see it. And we know what it looked like. Let's try it this way. Let's do it. Let's just do what he said. You know what I'm saying? It's like verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
And this is why it's so important.
Okay.
That blood that you put on them doors, this is when the Lord sent that death angel through. He said, listen, if you don't see this on your door, you're going to get the same punishment that these Egyptians are going to get. So if you did not do it, if you was not obedient to that, you got the same fate that these Egyptians got.
Okay.
Good.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I spike the land of Egypt. Verse 13, it's like verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it in a feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
And this is why we do it to this day. We do this to this day to commemorate what the Lord did back in ancient Egypt. You see what I'm saying? This is how could a Hamite keep these days
Right.
when it commemorates the Lord killing your people? You see what I'm saying? And then a lot of people could say, oh, the Lord is cruel. The Lord is this, that, and the third. We read earlier, you know, because a lot of people say, how can the Lord be so cruel to unalive children? Right? You know, I've heard people say that. But the vengeance is of the Lord, right? Remember earlier when the Pharaoh, he made a decree
Right.
that you were supposed to kill, unalive every male-born son, every Hebrew that had a baby. If it was a boy, they were supposed to be unalived. They could keep the girls, right? The Lord is the one he's getting vengeance back for a lot of the things that they did to us. You see what I'm saying? Nobody can get vengeance the way the Lord can get vengeance.
If I could. Wow.
Good.
And the crazy thing is, like how you just said, like how can a Egyptian, an African, how can anybody celebrate this like the Passover, knowing what it is?
Right.
But you know what's crazy? Because as Black, Hispanic, Latino, like as First Nation people, we celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate our destruction with our oppressor. We celebrate the 4th of July.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
We destroy because we do that. Ain't no other nation, like every other nation, they not about to. No Egyptian going to celebrate this. They not going to celebrate the Passover. You know what I mean? They come at us like, man, how can y'all celebrate that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, but nobody asks, how can you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Right.
How can you celebrate 4th of July? You know what I'm saying? Like we destroy it, man. And this is the solution right here.
It's a lot if I could. And what you bring out is heavy because it's like that sounds crazy, right? That sounds absolutely ridiculous for you to celebrate the unaliving of your own people. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but we do it every single year. We do it several times a year.
Good night.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and we do it with gladness of heart.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is why we got to come out of this. We got to come out of this society. That don't mean that you got to get on a boat and go to another country, nothing like that. That means you got to come out of the system. Right. Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop celebrating Thanksgiving. Stop celebrating your birthday.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Stop celebrating all these holidays and stuff like that because a lot of them commemorate the unaliving of your own people. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so cowardly and it's so disgusting for you to do it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, if it's not in your face, you don't care about it.
Right.
If death is not right there in your face, you don't feel it. You see what I'm saying? But our family feel it. Right. If your family feel it, you should feel it. You see what I'm saying? So damn what a person think. Damn if somebody say, oh, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving? Damn if they feel a certain kind of way. It's people who were unalive for them to have this holiday. That means more than somebody's feelings.
So I do 14. Oh yeah, come. Verse 15. 7 days ye shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
And this is why we go into days of unleavened bread. Now, is leavened bread, is it a sin? Typically, it's not. But during this festival, during these 7 days, it is an absolute sin for you to eat leavened bread. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's not, and these are instructions from the Lord himself. You see what I'm saying? So just to make it clear, is eating bread a sin? No, but during this time and during this festival, it is. We should put it all away.
It's so heavy because, like the scripture say, we are stiff-necked people. We so goddamn stiff-necked that the Most High should just say, look, y'all, to commemorate with, you know what I mean, your brothers, you know what I mean, forefathers and sisters mothers went through. Don't do it. You know what I mean? I want y'all in the same spirit. It should be able to just be that. But nah, you know what I mean? We so stiff-necked that he had to say, look, check this out, man. You cut up. You know what I mean? If you don't listen to what I said, do, and you cut.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. It became a law, you know what I mean? Sloppy. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. That's it.
What we got?
We got 3 more.
Okay.
We're in Exodus chapter 12. We're gonna start at 17 through verse 23 in the Hebrew. Slide. Yeah, come slide.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 17. Washamarat. Washamarathem. Hamatazawad. Kaya. Fa'aitazam. Hayawam. Hazah. Hawatazaathia. Tazaba Awathiakam. Ma'arataza. Matazarayam. Washamaratham. Washamratham. Hayawam. Hazah. Badarathiakam. Kakwat. Iwalam. So like in verse 18. Barashwan. Ba'arabai. Aishar. Yawam. Lakadash. Ba'irab. The Akalwa. Matazah. Yawam. Ha'akad. Ba'isharyam. Lakadash. Ba'irab. Verse 19. Shaba'ait. Yum. Sha'ar. La'ah. Yamataza'ah. Babathyakum. Kaya. Call. A call. Makamatazat. Wanakaratha. Hana Pash. Hahawa'a. Ma'aidat. Yasha'ala. Bagar. What was it? Waba Azarak. Ha'aratazah. Verse 20. Call. Makamatazah. La'ah. The Akalwa. Bakal. Mama Shabbat Yakum. The Akalwa. Matazawa. Verse 21. Wayakura'ah. Masha. Lakal. Zakwanya. Yasha'ala. Wayamar. Alaham. Mashakwa. Wakwakwa. Lakam. Taza'an. Namasha Pakath Yakum. Washakatwa. Hapasak. Verse 22. Wayalakwaktham. Agarath. Azazab. Watabatham. Badam. Ashar. Basak. Wahaga Aithum. All. I'm a shakwa. All. Shathya. Hamazawazah. Man. Padam. Ashar. Basak. Wa'athum. La'ah. The Taza'awa. Ayash. Wapathak. Bayathwa. Bakwar. Verse 23. Wa'aibar. Yahweh. Nanagat. Matazarayim. Wara'ah. Hadam. Al. Hamashak. Wa'al. Shathya. Hamazawaz. Hamazawazah. Wapasak. Yahweh. Al. Hapathak. Wala'ah. Yathan. Hamashakya. Laba'ah. Al. Bathyakam. Lana Gap. Verse 23. That's it, right? That's it.
All right, Exodus 12, chapter 17 through verse 23 in the English. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by all ordinance forever. Verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened in all your habitations. Shall ye eat unleavened bread. Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take ye a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. Verse 22. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. Verse 23. For the Lord shall pass through to spite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Hey, Salak, if I could, that's so heavy right there. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why it's so important to be obedient and do what the Lord said. You see what I'm saying? Like, he is not to be played with.
Right.
He's telling you, I'm coming through.
Right.
I'm sending them. You see what I'm saying?
Go,
and if you have not been obedient and did what I told you to do, your household gonna catch it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the heavy part about it, and why we got to be obedient. You know how you say it, they say you gonna bow a knee, whether by force or by choice.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't want to serve the Lord, you see what I'm saying? Like, and you want to be hard-headed and you want to do things your way and how you want to do it, okay. But the Lord ain't the one that's gonna sit back and you think that you can that false image of Christ, that spirit, the way they make them, you can do whatever you want to do. You can sin against the Lord. You can do all these things, and nothing gonna happen to you. That's how they pitch it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Christian church, that's how they feel. As long as you believe He's your Savior, you can do whatever you want to do. Your sins are paid for. That's not the God of the Bible. You will get unalive. You see what I'm saying? Your family will be affected. Your children will be affected. You see what I'm saying? So it matters that you are obedient. You see what I'm saying? Like, as a nation, we have to be obedient, you feel me? Because this is how we build our nation. This is how we protect our nation. That hedge of protection that the Lord speaks of, that depends on you. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, they like to cry to the Lord when something happened. Why cry to the Lord when something happened when you didn't want to hear, when He came to you and you didn't want to hear? This is all through our scripture. So this is why we this is why we on the corners and we yelling. Man, why y'all talk so loud? It's not what y'all say. This over here. It's not what y'all say. It's how y'all say it. Right. Damn, how we saying it. You feel me? We've been talking nice the whole time. You about to run into the street and get your head chopped off by this car. So we gotta yell at you now. So because we yelling at you, listen. You see what I'm saying? Because right now we're trying to save your life. So this is why we do what we do. We trying to warn our people. Listen, the Lord is coming. World War III is on the brink. Right. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is coming. So it's like our King, he great send your house shot back, man, and it's gonna get ugly. Listen, if we want that same protection that these Israelites are getting right here, we have to be obedient to the Lord, man. Get into these classes. Man, right. Get into the ISUPK. Feel what you want to feel. You may not agree with everything right now. Come here, ask your questions. You know, come learn, come study. You see what I'm saying? But get yourself in here. That's why it's so important to do so, man. Because when the Lord comes, when they say the Lord visit you, the Lord is going to visit you, and that's not pleasant. That was it on that, right?
Sir. If I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the Christian, like speaking of the Christian church, the thing is, the Christian church will have us. The Christian church takes power away from the Most High, like because whenever anything goes wrong, everybody always like, man, ain't nothing but the devil. That's the devil. He did that. We take the power away from the Most High. And it's like the Most High to say He's sending the destroyer. He did that. If something going on, it's because He's doing it to the Most High. Like a bird don't drop from the sky without the Most High giving the okay. You know what I'm saying? It's the Most High is giving the okay. But of course, it's always a punishment. Like if anything happens, it's for a reason. You understand? Like it ain't the devil. The devil ain't just the bad guy. He just out here. He doing that. Man, he get permission from the Most High, and the Most High say, you know what? Do it. It needs to be done. Yeah, that's a wicked person. Do that. You understand? Like things need to happen for us to see it. We can't keep giving the power over to some special evil demon in the red devil in the ground. And say, man, he the one doing all that. Nah, Most High said, I send the destroyer. You understand? You got something to say? You want?
That's like
Exactly. God, perfect example. That's how beautiful the scripture is because it give us a look on the other side. We get to see how things go on the spiritual side. We know how it feel right here on this side, but he giving us the glimpse into that side to see this how it go down. You know what I'm saying? Whenever when something go down, you know what I mean? It helps us to understand if possibly something is a test or if it's a punishment. You understand? We just got, man, open these scriptures, man. Like it's like I said, man, like damn the Christian church, man. They the reason why. They the reason why we in hell. You understand? And like you said, we go out and we speak aggressive. And the thing is, we had enough beautiful, sweet talking from the preachers. A dude in a well-dressed brother going to tell you, you know what I mean, it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. You understand? Smooth words, just like our oppressor, heavy. So, I mean, that's what it is. That stuff ain't doing nothing for us. Man. But getting us ready for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? And Christmas and everything else. What's the next oppressor holiday that's coming up?
I done lost order.
The Green Day. I think that's what's next. St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's what's next. And I don't know. You know, it's crazy because I want to say, I don't know why the hell brothers celebrate that. But it's not even weird. We celebrate everything weird. But you look at us and like, yo, they the weirdo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that was it. That was it, though. All right, in Exodus chapter 12, we're going to start at verse 24 to verse 30 in the Hebrew.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 24. What's your marathon? Hadabar, Hazar, Laquak, Laka, Walabunyaka, I Walam, verse 25. Wahaya, Kaya, the Ba'awa, Al, Ha'aratazah, Ashar, Yathun, Yahweh, Lakam, Ka Ashar, the Bar, Shamaratham, Ha'ibadar, Haza'ah, verse 26. Wahaya, Kaya, Ya'amarwa, Al Yakum, Bunyakum, Maha, Ha'ibadar, Haza'ah, Lakam, verse 27. La'amaratham, Sabak, Pasak, Hawa'ah, Layahawa, Ashar, Pasak, I, Slak Al, Bathya, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Bumatazarayim, Banagatwa, Matazarayim, Wa'ah, Bathayanwa, Hatazayal, Wayaquad, Ha'ain, Wayashath, Wayashathakwan, verse 28. Wayakolwa, Wayaishwa, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Ka'ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Mashah, Wa'aharan, Khan, Aishwa, verse 29. Wayahaya, Bakatazaya, Halayala, Wayahawa, Hakal, Kal, Bakawar, Barataza, Matazarayim, Mabakar, Para'ai, Hayashab, Al, Kasa'awa, Ai, Bakawar, Hashabya, Ashar, Babiyah, Habawar, Wakal, Bakawar, Bahama. What's that?
30.
Verse 30. Wayakwam, Para'ai, Layala, Hawa'a, Wakal, Ibadyawa, Wakal, Matazarayim, with the Haya, Teza Aikwa, Gadala, Umatazarayim, Kaya, Ayan, Baya, Ashar, Ayat, that's like Ayan, Shum, Ma. That's it.
Exodus 12 in the English, verses 24 through 30. And ye shall observe this thing for and ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. Verse 25. And it shall come to pass when ye shall become the land which the Lord will give you according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. Verse 26. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Verse 27. That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshiped. Verse 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. That's it. This is we in Exodus 12. We're going. This is the last one.
Yeah, we should keep it.
I'll just keep reading in English.
No, I'm saying. Just keep on it though.
Oh, okay, come on. Exodus 12, verse 31 through 37.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 31. Wayakora'ah, Mashah, Wala Akaran, Layala, Wayamar, Wamwa, Taza'awa, Madafaka, Aimya, Gum, Atham, Gum, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Walakwa, Ibadwa, Yahweh. For the bar comes, verse 32, Gum, Taza'ankam, Gum, Bakwarkam, Kwakwa, Ka'ashar, the Bartham, Walakawa, Wabakartham, Gum, Ahaya, verse 33, with the Kazak, Matazarayim, Al, Ha'ain, the Mahar, Lashalakam, Man, Ha'aratazar, Kaya, Amarwa, Kanlanwa, Matayam, verse 34, Wayasha'ah, Ha'ain, Batazakwa, Tarum, Yakamataza, Masha'artham, Tazara, Bashamlatham, Al, Shakamum, verse 35. Wabanya Yasha'ala, Aishwa, Kadabar, Mashah, Wayasha'alwa, Mama Tazarayim, Kalya, Kasat, Wakolya, Zahab, Mashamallah, verse 36. Wayahawa, Nathan, Kun, Ain, Ba'ayanya, Matazarayim, Wayasha'alwa, Wayana'alwa, Matazarayim, verse 37. Wayasaiwa, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Mara'aim Sas, Sakata, Kashash, Ma'awad, Alat, Regalia, Hagabarium, Labad, Matat, 37, right? That's it.
Exodus 12 in the English, verses 31 through 37. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get your forth from among you. So like, get your forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as ye have said. Verse 32. Also take your flocks and your heads as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
So like, and this is the reason they had to eat with the unleavened bread, and they had to eat in haste, because the Lord was sending. He was taking them out of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Sending them out of Egypt. He told them, get up. Let's get up. Let's get up out of here. Because the one thing because the Lord creates people, he knows the spirit of people. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they crying right now. They all weeping, they crying. But in a hot second, that weeping and crying, they're going to want vengeance. You see what I'm saying? Get yourself up, have your stuff ready to go, and we're going to get up out of this place. You see what I'm saying? So this is the Lord giving specific instructions again for a reason. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men. Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened. Their netting troughs, being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and remnant. Verse 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians.
So here it is, they leaving out, and the Egyptians, hey, take this, take my gold chain, take these time. You see what I'm saying? Like, they've recognized the power of the Most High and who the Most High is with. So they taking off their jewels because they want this to stop now. Like, listen, we done came too far. Like, this is a bit much. Your God and killed our first son. Take whatever you need, take it. So they giving jewels up and everything now. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, that were men beside the children.
That concludes the what's the name, the reading part. Did anybody got any questions? Like good? You can say mine.
Medium, which means to stand.
Just us.
Just us. Just up here.
La Yasha Allah. This is for everybody. Amadu, which means stand. For Panyah Hakudam, which means rise and face the east. Take it. So, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then in the English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Quadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak Watka. Daba'ah. Batazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. The Thundernawa. The Come. Call. Yawam. Basalakanawa. Kabawatanawa. Basalakanawa. Kabawatanawa. Wala'ah. Tabi'ainawa. Wanasaya one. A ball. Kabashaynawa. Mayan. Right. Ya. A cup. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahatapara. Wa'iwalomyam. Aman.
And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
And we forgive our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil.
For
thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
So be it. Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. So, time. Sister
Shower. This concludes the service.
Men of Israel.
We'll get one.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Manu Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakatah, Yadi Matah, Saw, which means turn, sisters, Amadim, which means stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Manu Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Hashem Yahushua. Yadi Matah, class dismissed. And